Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Boxmining, and I really want to do a very quick update for you guys on what's happening on the cryptocurrency space, especially since there was a huge dump yesterday. So, okay, let's start off this. The funny thing is that yesterday, after I made the video about the big dump, watching it happen, quite a few OTC friends from Hong Kong, so they do over-the-counter trades, they have a lot of deals flow from China, they started asking me, yo, Michael, we got some USDT, got some good rates for you. And almost never does that happen. Almost never do OTCs actually ask me if I have USDT. And the reason for that is that obviously there's a lot of traders in China buying up USDT. That trade volume is good, and they're looking for opportunities to buy in. And that's what this video is about, because we had a dip, and obviously everyone's asking, what point should they enter? And I'm going to just talk about what the sentiment for me personally is. Of course, everything covered here is not my personal opinion, not financial advice. And if you have any comments, concerns, points that you're buying in at, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear and discuss that with you. So let's start off with this. So logging back onto TradingView is like logging on to people speculating for discounts on Black Friday. It's it's hilarious. Okay, we're watching out 3K retreat, 5K, 7K, people talking about discounts and buying out Bitcoin for the cheap. It's it's absolutely hilarious. Now, okay, let's take a look at where these figures come from, and it really comes from the past. So looking back at the prices this year, the theory goes, of course, that previous resistances to Bitcoin coming up will become supports. Now is 8,200 to 8,400 that support range. Now it could go lower. So if you look back in July, yeah, we did test 7,500, 7,700, and that could potentially be a new support for us, possibly. Or we can go even further back, April. And that's not even far off, but April we had prices of around $5,000, and this is where the 5,000 figure is coming from. It could drop that low. And of course, people might even look to February, where we're down to 3,700. So obviously, a lot of people are, this is why people are buying that USDT. They're like, okay, now the opportunity is coming. They're just waiting for that perfect timing to go in. And for me personally, all right, this is where I have to control my greed. I love discounts. All right? I'm a big person for discounts. Give me 20%, give me 50%. Discount Bitcoin, number one, right? Right now, taking that kind of very fast trade is extremely difficult because it could swing both ways. Your risk is quite high, and I don't want to enter that. For me personally, I'm in the control zone, and this is what I was talking about. It sucks. It's almost like a point where I always become like a dollar cost averaging like preacher. Personally, for me, what I'm doing is right now the hardest decision is decide how long to plan that DCA for, how long to strategically buy over time, seeing if that we can hit those points and accumulate at those points. So for me right now, I'm targeting around 6 months. That's probably like the current line of thought. I still haven't finalized that plan yet. It might go for a year. But what I think is the flip side, the side going up, that momentum hasn't really kind of reached that point yet. The reason why I say this is based on sentiment. So just going to live, like real conferences and events. I was at the ABBA Summit in Taiwan 3 months ago. Last month, there was the Invest Asia in Singapore. And what we've been seeing at those events is that people are, the consistent players, the people who have been here for a long time, they're still here, but new players are not in yet. And what I'm waiting for, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for new funds, new groups of people to come in. And why offline space is a good indicator for that is because if there's any group or funds that want to invest millions or even billions of dollars, they're gonna send representatives over to kind of scope the situation out. And that's when you kind of get these indicators coming in. So for me personally, I feel like that will take a little bit of a while to build up, and then for our overall community as well to build into that positive state that we're seeing. And the funny thing, of course, is when you start reading articles on the news, like this one, Bloomberg, Bitcoin's monster drop as indicators warning of more pain ahead, investors bailing out. It really goes to show you that mass media is geared towards fear And I think this is the worst way to view events, is to make decisions out of fear or emotion. And I think that's why, yet again, it's important to realize that this is just media for the masses, and not to fall into those traps where you build up a fake bias towards certain ideas. Lastly, this chart. So we got the Bitcoin hash rates. People were asking me about the surprise dip yesterday. We had a 40% drop in hash rate. A few people were scared of that. What we're talking about a channel is that most likely reason is Squire mining. So one of the mining pools, they had a power shortage, and that just kind of cut out their mining operations for a little bit. And that seems like a very good, the most likely explanation of what's going on. The reason being is that miners, they have the lowest priority power. So if there's any problems with a power plant, surprise outages, etc., they're the first ones to go out. Anyway, so that will lead to a drop in hash rate, and we're already seeing that this is recovering right now. And I really want to chime in on the fact that I think a lot of people regard mining as important, and for sure it is. But mining hash rate is probably the best trailing indicator, because miners are business guys. They look at the price of Bitcoin first and then decide if it's viable to mine or not. So they don't really lead the market. They react to what's happening on the market, calculate the profit margins, etc. All right, so that's really it. That's really it. I want to keep this episode short. I actually have a flight in a few hours. So guys, tell me this question. What opportunities are you looking at? Are you looking for dollar cost averaging, or looking for a quick entry to catch the wave going up when it comes? And tell me down below. I'd love to have a discussion with you guys about that. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel. And of course, click that little subscribe bell to be notified of new videos when they come out. See you tomorrow.